Hi everybody and welcome. It's me, Elizabeth, and tonight I'm going to do a very special reading for the collective to usher in the year of the tiger. So 2022 in Chinese astrology is the year of the tiger. It's on February 4th is when we officially move into a new energy, which is the tiger. And it also coincides with a new moon in Aquarius. So I wanted to look at those energies, talk about it a little bit, and sort of give you some of my insights, and also to inspire you, inspiration being the key word for this year, inspire you to sort of look into this yourselves as well. So welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Let's get started. All right, so 2020, let's just go back. I know you probably don't want to go back, but we'll go back to 2020 and 2021. 2020 was the year of the rat, and that's a year about survival and pestilence, right? And then 2021, and even like this energy that we're in right now, was the year of the ox, which is about rebuilding. Oxes are huge land beasts. So the beasts of burden, they carry the heavy weight, they do the heavy lifting, they're work, 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 responsibility, 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 rebuilding. So we really needed that after the year of the rat. But now we're gonna have this beautiful, fresh energy, this tiger, right? The eye of the tiger. It's about courage, inspiration, determination. It's very masculine. It's a yang energy about doing. It's the hunter. But this tiger specifically is a water tiger. So I love that because 2022 is a 6-year. So that's about balance and harmony. Think of the lovers in the tarot. The water element of this tiger brings in our emotions and that sort of yin energy of the feminine. So it's a beautiful balance. The tiger really wants to do what's best for everyone, meaning the tiger is very generous. Think of that big cat energy like Leo, for example, very warm-hearted, generous of spirit, wants to give to others, wants to do for the collective. And that's sort of the energy of the new moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is about the collective. So this year, one of the biggest messages is to expect the unexpected. This is a year of making your dreams come true in a very, very real and tangible way by taking action, really paying attention to your desires, your dreams. It's a year where your wishes can come true, where you can see all of your goals come to fruition. It's a lucky year for starting a new career, for starting your own business, a new relationship, moving, whatever that looks like for you inside of your own life. It's a very serendipitous year for beginning something new, and for being very courageous, right? When you think of the song, The Eye of the Tiger, I was always a big fan of the Rocky franchise. So it's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals. So it's a big energy, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. I'm really excited about it. I love the big cat energy. One of the other things about this year is that when you think about cats, they know when to hunt. They're very keen. All of their senses are really sharp. Their smell, their sight, their hearing, all of it. And they're very instinctual. So they know how to hunt. They know how to be still. They know how to, sort of see everything around them and then pounce when it's the right time. But they also know when it's time to take a nap. So I feel like this year is going to be very full of action and inspiration, of groups coming together, people coming together to do things. It's really going to be a great time to forge new relationships, strengthen bonds, begin new relationships where you can all sort of leverage together. And then also it's going to be a time where when it's time to rest. So as the year progresses, I feel like towards the end of the year, we're all going to take a really nice long nap and just relax and, you know, purr and just roll around in the grass and really enjoy ourselves. But even throughout the year, and thinking about the macrocosm globally, what's happening, you know, I feel like we're going to see a lot of things happen this year, but anything that the year of the rat showed us and the year of the ox, it was that we're strong, that we can handle whatever comes at us, whatever is happening in the world around us, we can handle it. We know how to deal with it. We have this strength now that perhaps we didn't have before. We feel stronger. And especially as the year of the tiger comes in, you're going to feel this burst of strength and inspiration, new vitality, new ambition. It's going to be a very ambitious year, but also know like sort of when it's time to lay down and take a nice nap. So, all right, let's see. Oh, I was sort of looking into who, you know, who was born in the year of the tiger, and it was all kinds of different people. Queen Elizabeth II. Let's see, there was I think Marilyn Monroe, Lady Gaga was one of them, like Leonardo DiCaprio, just a whole bunch of people that I don't care about. But anyway, the one that really stood out to me was Christopher Lloyd. Now, if you ever watch the Back to the Future franchise or series, Christopher Lloyd was Doc. And there was one thing that Doc said that has always stayed with me, and probably many of you. He said, roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. And I feel like that's sort of the energy of this year. Is roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. So it's go big or go home. It's no dream is too big. So dream big, but also the tiger shows us how to be courageous and take inspired action and make our dreams come true. That we are the creators of our own reality. And that's huge. So it's a beautiful, beautiful energy, and that's why I wanted to come to you. Also, we have the planet Jupiter that's making its transit through the sign of Pisces. And this is a long transit because Jupiter is one of the outer planets, so it's a longer transit. And Pisces and Jupiter together, Pisces is Jupiter is Pisces' ancient ruler. So before they discovered Neptune, they only had Jupiter to assign to Pisces. So Jupiter is really at home in Pisces, and it's also that energy of dream big. No dream is too big. So, you know, it's also where with the water tiger, it really helps us tap into how to make those dreams a reality. It's not just a fantasy. You know, if there's some things that you've been sort of dreaming up in your head over the past couple of years of the, you know, 2020, 2021, now's the time to take action, inspired action, be brave, take risks. It's going to pay off. It's going to be lucky. So let's get into the reading. And also we'll talk about the new moon in Aquarius. And it's sort of that same energy, you know, Aquarius being co-ruled as well. Aquarius has two rulers. Its ancient ruler is Saturn, which represents restriction and the past and all the things that feel heavy, versus Uranus, which is about revolution and forward movement and progress and the future and the collective. So it's like all of this that's happening is not just for selfish reasons, it's for a bigger energy, and we get the tribe, and that's it right there. So new groups forming, new people coming together, even if it's the people that have sort of been by your side throughout all of this. You know, if you're looking for a new tribe, then move to the place that you're most inspired to move to. Start that new business. Start your new networking inside of your social media, launch that podcast, like whatever it is, that's going to help you find your tribe. I know that this is a big message right here because it's a number 8, which goes back to strength. Strength, we always see the lion, you're the tiger here. So it's really a beautiful energy. There's a bunch of parrots here and a couple of giraffes. So with the giraffe, they obviously are like some of the tallest, if not the tallest land animals. And so they have this very, very high perspective, you know, for the land animals. They can see across great distances, and obviously so can the birds. But here we're seeing the parrot. So I feel like it is also about like using your voice, your truest expression, really like stepping up and being courageous inside of speaking, writing, whatever your expression is. It's going to bring your people to you. You and your already established tribe, you're really going to be coming together this year and creating things. It's that co-creative energy, and it's for something bigger than yourselves, which is really beautiful. It's that new moon in Aquarius that coincides with the Chinese New Year, about like planting these beautiful seeds, you know, starting a new cycle that's based on, you know, the energy of the collective. It's the collective consciousness. So this is also, you know, the tribe here, coming together, really coming together, where, you know, even like I'm posting this to YouTube and I'll post it to Instagram. It'll only be 20 minutes. So then you'll have to go over to YouTube to watch the rest. But you know, a lot of us, we have a lot of the same beliefs. We have a similar vision. So how can we come together, you know, in a more strategic kind of way? So that's a message. I saw the Observer wanting to come out, and I also saw the card Not For You. So that's sort of a big message moving into this year, is having the courage to leave things behind. You know, that's the part of this new moon in Aquarius that's connected to Saturn and the past, about what we can leave behind, having the courage to leave those things behind and know that our universe is going to bring in the things that are meant for us, that are aligned with us. So really like the Observer energy is like, I feel like that's something that a lot of the collective has been doing, is sort of really looking at these things. We have all of these planets in Capricorn. So right now, as I'm filming this, we've got Mercury, Mars, Venus, and Pluto all in Capricorn. So that's with Pluto in Capricorn, it's about like deconstruction, deconstructing things that maybe during the year of the ox you've been trying to hold together, you know, just because it's uncomfortable to let things go, but also where you have done that, where the universe, where your highest self has come in and like, you know, tower moments, if you will. So what's still standing right now? What is still standing for you? And I love that too, because it's almost like this little hut here. This little hut is like, it's like a safe haven in the middle of this desert. And I also love how the land here is red, because I'm coming to you from Sedona. I'm actually not in my house. I'm at a house in a location that's like 1.5 miles from my house. But the red land there, so about like Gaia, Terra, if you will, like really being there as a nurturing, grounding, anchored support, because these energies are really big with all of this inspiration and passion and drive, creativity that's going to be coming online, that's connected to the heart space. We need a place to anchor all of this. And it's almost like your home is where your heart is something that I'm hearing. And this hut, you see how it has a face on it? So, and this is a number 8. We already talked about that. It's a number 8. So, but what I was saying is like this hut has like a consciousness. You know, it's like about our structure, the structures that we're building for ourselves. That where you're at, like where you lay your head at night, that it be something that's very sacred, is what they're telling me. And I'm just, this Observer card had flipped over, and it's still there. So it is really about like having a higher perspective. You know, I feel like this year is going to come in really fast. this Chinese year of the water tiger. It's fast moving, it's quick, and so there is sort of like, you may have a lot of sudden opportunities that come to you, sudden proposals, opportunities, even for relationships, for whatever. And I think that this is also talking about like keeping your wits about you, really like looking at the fine print. If it's like a specific person that you may be partnering with, like actually like doing the research, you know, sorry, I'm just gonna get more comfortable, but really like doing some of the research, like making sure that it's something that is, you know, is good for you, that is really aligned with you, because I do feel like there's a lot of opportunity that wants to come in. Yeah, exactly. We see Treasure Island. So, and this is a number 9, which comes after the tribe. So there is a progression here. Spirit is saying like, you know, still stay in your logic, use your intelligence. The 8s that we see here are about wisdom. So, you know, really like, I don't know, like looking at these things carefully, because this is sort of what's waiting, and it is a turtle. And so the turtles notoriously, like, they move slow because they're some of the most ancient creatures on Earth. You know, they've been around for so long. They're not in a rush. There is this energy of just like satisfaction and everything that you've ever wanted, you know, in the past, like however many years that you've really been yearning for this new thing or desiring something new, to create something for yourself, more wealth, more abundance, more joy. There's like, it's so beautiful. It's the turtle carrying your treasure chest. So also, I'm feeling like for many of you, this is a transition, you know, away from something and towards something new. And it's where, you know, the turtle, their home is within themselves. So I was feeling that energy of home being where the heart is, that you always have that sort of within yourself. So no matter what is sort of, whether it's things rearranging, realigning, for some of you, things are deconstructing so that you can build something new. You can always return to yourself the way that a turtle can, you know, where that's where your home is and you're sort of like protected there. But there's a treasure that's waiting. Be observant though, keep your sort of wits about you. The other card that came out was Poised. So this is where like, it's poised for success, poised for greatness. It's a celebratory energy. So this year, this is what you're poised for. So it is also about like, I'm just hearing your backbone. You know, your backbone is important. Again, having strength, having courage, having conviction, staying in that place where, you know, you are very, I don't know, there's a sort of like refined energy, not reformed. We're moving away from reformed, but yeah, reformed, where you're reformed and refined. So this poised for greatness. And let's check the bottom of the deck. Yes, it's the building blocks. And underneath that was chop wood. So, you know, this is sort of what the foundations that you've already laid down. And I feel like even if you're going to be changing a lot of things in your life, it's still your inner foundations that sort of nothing can rattle that. Nothing can shake that. It's all of the lessons that you've learned. And, you know, it's this is wisdom. And wisdom is gained through experience. And no matter what you're going through, nobody can take that from you. You know, you have that. It becomes an integral part of who you are when you integrate all of that into your being, your beingness. And I love this energy of chop wood because, you know, it's that before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. So it just speaks to the day-to-day, to, you know, rolling up the sleeves and still doing the work the way that the ox energy did the work. And that was sort of at the bottom too. So I'm even seeing for many of you that this is what was happening in 2021. It was just doing the work, chop wood, carry water, building blocks, like rebuilding a foundation, you know, seeing where things weren't the same anymore. So this for me is sort of the energy of 2021. And this year it's about tribe. It's also about being smart, the observer, really being smart, and just being poised and ready. It's where you're ready for success. You're ready for your wishes to be fulfilled. You're ready for it. Expect it. Expect the best is what they're telling me. So, all right, let's get some messages. So I wanted to talk about the crystals. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Crystal Ally cards, the Evolution Edition, and I'll list the cards in the description box below. But obviously with the year of the tiger, I'm thinking, you know, tiger eye. There's also tiger iron. So tiger iron has a bit more hematite in it, so that can really ground the energy, because the tiger, right? Fire, passion, inspiration, the yang energy of the sun, and then the water element is very flowy, and it's changeable and flexible and movable, and it's always changing. It's cyclical. It may even be a bit moody, but the sort of tiger iron and tiger eye and even blue tiger eye sort of helps to ground that. So grounding this energy is going to be important. That's why this red earth really stood out to me, you know, about grounding the energy. So let's get some crystal cards while we're talking about crystals. Definitely keep some tiger eye with you this year. Any of in that family, tiger iron, blue tiger's eye is really beautiful. The blue tiger eye, and then the tiger iron, I think I said already. All right, so yes, I was talking about this wisdom, and I was really feeling it, and this is with Apophyllite. So that's exactly the meaning of this, is that your wisdom is something that you've gained through experience, and no matter what is happening, nobody can take that from you. It can't be changed, you know, it's there. And we see this beautiful, like, old Zen master here. He has learned all of these lessons. Apophyllite is such a beautiful stone. It grows in structures that almost look a bit like pyramids, although it's kind of like a pyramid with like the top shaved off, so it's more of a flat top. And it comes under the element of air, and we see the sort of like cherry blossoms there, so a nod to spring. But I was really feeling that energy of wisdom that's coming through. And then yes, we have bloodstone with courage. So here's the earth element. This is connected to the heart, the red and the green. And I was talking about that tiger year of courage, and absolutely we get carnelian about taking action. So the sacral chakra, the fire elements coming out. Carnelian is linked to the sacral chakra about creativity, inspiration, emotions, right? The water tiger about taking that leap, taking a risk, and taking action. Bloodstone is also very nourishing. So I'm feeling like, you know, she's like a warrior here, and she's walking over hot coals. She's walking through the fire. So no matter what happens this year, it's about bravery and courage and taking action that is absolutely inspired by your wisdom. So it's like the old Zen master, and then this is sort of, you know, that younger energy of the youth that's going to be going out and doing. Yeah, the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. She's got her shield, right? She's got her, just everything. She's charging forward. He's leaping. So it's just very passion driven, very inspired, but it's also very grounded. With the bloodstone kind of grounds it. We've got earth, air, and fire. And at the bottom of the deck was Chrysocolla, which comes out under the water element. So Here's the water element. We get all 4 elements: air, earth, fire, and then the water is underneath. So this is sort of the emotional energy is sort of in the shadow, where there may be some need for emotional release, emotional purging. But I feel that the more we take action, the more the emotions kind of level out, and it becomes sort of like music. Like, it's interesting because I'm feeling that this action that we take, this courageous action, this leap, this risk, that's what sort of balances out the emotional realm. That's what helps us to purify. This is very purifying. Bloodstone is really a healing stone, and the carnelian helps us do a lot of healing where we felt vulnerable, where we haven't felt safe, where we felt exploited, where we felt used, where it hasn't been safe to express ourselves and to be courageous in that. This is what sort of helps heal the emotions. And chrysocolla is beautiful because it's very connected to the divine feminine. It says sacred sound here, so that may be something that's important to you. It's about the vibration and the frequency of things. So this is important. I feel that the vibration and the frequency of what we allow into our field is shifting this year. It's almost like we don't even have time for the negativity anymore. There isn't any time for it because we're busy. We're busy building. We're busy creating. We're busy being inspired. We're busy with all of this divine knowledge that we have. Like, you know, he is very poised. That's how I see him. This is a very poised man. You know, you're not really going to be able to knock him off of his, knock him off center. You know what I'm saying? Even her, she's walking through fire. It's the volcano. And I know that we have a volcano erupting right now, a very powerful one. And that volcano erupted when Uranus went direct. Uranus has been in Taurus. Taurus rules over the earth, right? Agriculture, the land, the earth. Uranus shakes everything up. Uranus went direct out of retrograde and that volcano erupted. So that was sort of interesting. It was a release. So there is something about release, and our release is coming from not sitting still anymore, from taking action, from doing what we feel passionate about, but it's coming from this place of wisdom. And that sort of balances out the emotions where we don't even have time for the negativity. The things I'm hearing, things are going to be like music to your ears. Listen to the things that are high vibrational. Bring that sort of energy to you. Obviously, sound, you know, even you're listening to me. Does it feel good for you? Does this feel good? Is it inspiring you? If it's not, then click off. You know, whatever you're exposing yourself to, let it be something that motivates you. Even if those things carry hard truths with them. We need to hear the hard truths. But I feel as though we've heard a lot of hard truths. For those of you that are sort of awake and aware, you've heard a lot of the hard truths, and they may keep coming. So sound is going to be important. Music, sound healing, frequency. Some of you are singers, you're speakers, you're writers, you know, so that's really important. So that, because it was at the bottom of the deck. So I don't even know if I guess we'll pull some tarot. I'm going to use the Keepers of the Light. We're just kind of doing Oracle tonight. Maybe we'll pull a few tarot cards. Yeah, we'll pull a few tarot cards. So let's get a Keepers of the Light and see who is with us. A big energy for the year of the tiger. Beautiful. We're talking about the Chinese New Year, and we get green Tara. That is so beautiful. And actually, where I'm filming this from, I'm about 1.5 miles from one of the most sacred stupas, Tibetan Buddhist stupas in the world. And there is a stupa dedicated to green Tara. So she's close by. The house that I'm filming this from is its own vortex, in my opinion. This house is very, very charged with really powerful, beautiful energy, and green Tara is coming out. So supreme protection. This is the mother coming in, the goddess, the feminine, the female bodhisattva. She's saying you're protected and cords are being cut. Move beyond your limitation, trust. And like, absolutely, this takes trust. You know what I'm saying? This takes trust. That Zen Buddhist master that we saw with Apophyllite, he got to where he was because he trusted. So there's a protective energy of the mother, and it goes even back to the chrysocolla because it's divine feminine. Chrysocolla, like when you look at chrysocolla, it looks like Gaia. She looks like Terra or Tara. You know, that's the ancient word for earth. The consciousness of earth is Terra or Tara. So it's green Tara. This is that sort of water / earth element of this year of the tiger. Your cords are being cut. So if it's people, you know, if it's a place that you're moving away from, I was feeling this energy of transition. Many of you are going to be moving away from things, old beliefs, having the courage to move away from old beliefs. We're going to talk about this year, if you would like me to, about groupthink and the hive mind and where we can stand on our own, where our beliefs have been shifting, you know, and our consciousness expanding. So we do have that cords are being cut. And I love that because it feels very gentle to me. She's not Michael. You know, Michael comes in and cuts the cords. He is a protector, but this is green Tara. So I feel like she's going to be more gentle with this. You know, it's very flowery and soft, but very, very strong. So there's a beautiful, beautiful mother energy that's coming in for everyone that sort of coincides with this water, you know, the water tiger. So I love the balance of like the fire with the water that's coming out. So we're going to put her right here in the center. And let's get one more from Keepers of the Light. At the bottom of the deck was White Eagle, the great brotherhood of White Eagle and ancestor spirit. So the ancestors are coming in for us. They're definitely here. I mean, now more than ever. How many people, you know, maybe you've lost over the last couple of years during this whole shift? They're with you as well, and the energy of your ancestors. And White Eagle also comes in about like environmental protection and, you know, being a steward of the earth. So for some of you, that's something that's important. She's saying you are not alone in this, and you were never alone. I'm looking at her upside down. She said, you are not alone. This one? Yes, beautiful. So another feminine, we're getting hope. So hope comes in a trinity of feminine archangels, faith, hope, and charity. So we're getting hope here. You can see it's connected to the sun, and it's very optimistic, very hopeful. It's a renewed hope, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth and choosing loving thoughts. So, and that's a big thing, right? You know, our mind space, where our mental energy is at. I know many of us, like, I feel like our hearts are so resilient. We get heartbroken over and over and over, but our hearts are so resilient. I feel like it's more of the mental health that is something that we have an opportunity to really work on and work with. So hope coming out about choosing loving thoughts, and this sort of double feminine energy there. And she's very bright and sunny, but she also brings in the pink ray. You can see the pink there. So about the high heart and loving and accepting yourself. A lot of this has to do with other people, you know, where perhaps you have put in a lot of effort with people, with situations, with jobs, and perhaps it's just like you're really just letting go, you're finding new tribe, and to be able to accept that and move on. So, all right, I feel like we should get some tarot just for like good posterity, and then I'm gonna pull you a postcard from Spirit. And these cards have already been pre-shuffled, so I'm using the Starchild, Starchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. So let's get a message from the Starchild Tarot. Let me just give it one quick shuffle. And let's get like 3 to 6 cards and see where we go. So thank you, Green Tara and Archangel Hope. What would you like the collective to know? What is this year going to look like for us? Give us maybe 3 cards for just the overall energy of the year, and then another 3 cards for the advice. So the overall energy for the collective for 2022, year of the water tiger, being ushered in with this new moon in Aquarius. And we were talking about Jupiter being in Pisces and or all of this Capricorn energy. Okay, so we'll pull the first 3 cards with the overall energy. Okay, we get the Knight of Crystals. So this is where we are doing, the Knight of Crystals does work a bit more slowly with the moon. So this is about our dreams. And the Knight of Crystals, like I'm gonna read this a bit differently. And let's see what the 3rd card is. And the 7 of Crystals. And at the bottom was the Queen of Swords. So this is where the intellect comes in. And I do love that the Queen of Swords is coming in with, you know, with that Libran energy about, you know, really wanting, thinking about other people. It's about relationships and partnerships. It's not, it's a solo mission, but so it's very individual. This is where your creativity, your inspiration, your path is unique, but it's also where you have your partnerships in mind. And what's so interesting, I was reading on one website about the year of the tiger for 2022. They were actually saying it was the year of the black tiger. And here we're seeing a black panther, but this is a black cat. So maybe look into that for yourself. And then underneath that was transformation and death. So absolutely, this is, you know, Pluto in Capricorn. It is a very, very transformative time. Things are shifting, things are changing. There is no going back. There just is no going back. It is a time to move forward. And that's why, you know, we're getting a knight, because the knights do move forward. This is the Knight of Crystals. So I said I was going to read this a bit differently because it's not pentacles, it's crystals. And it's about seeing this sort of earthly realm as more of a spiritual place. That's Green Tara. You know, she's connected to the consciousness of Gaia, Earth, Terra, because it's spiritual. So this is like how you are creating from a spiritual perspective with a spiritual mission, that this earthly plane, this physical body is in itself holy and divine and spiritual. And the moon is all about your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, your fears. It's Piscean, Cancerian energy. So, you know, where there is duality, where there's both excitement, but there's fear, where there's a dream, and where some of those dreams may be a pipe dream. So I feel like there is that energy of being able to see through some of the illusion. Part of the energy of Jupiter in Pisces is where something where a dream can be made reality, and where a dream is sort of a fantasy and will always be a fantasy. And that's the Seven of Crystals. So I feel like because it's like Virgo energy with more sort of Virgo energy, it is about being a bit more practical. But like I said, if you have a dream, okay, if you have, and take what resonates with this, because if you have a dream, something planted it there, your highest self, you know, so it is sort of about like, how can you make that real in a very practical way, step by step, by doing the work? And how can you be supported by cosmic and celestial energies? But also where, you know, if something is sort of a fantasy, you know, maybe having that realization that if it was worked on in a more sort of practical way, that it could actually be something that's real. And perhaps it's even about bringing in the right people to do it with. You know, there's just a lot of sort of options here. But like I was saying with this Knight of Crystals, it is also about realizing that this sort of like mundane 3D slash 4D slash 5D, because it's all sort of becoming one now, that we have more opportunity to make it more magical, to make it higher level. And with the Queen of Swords, she sort of goes into that. She is the observer, you know, she really is the observer. She's she's watching everything. She sees everything. She has really, really great insight. And, you know, she sees the truth. So this is also about seeing the truth this year, that's like a really big deal. You know, that's something that is supported with the observer. This is the fox here. So it's about like your skill and knowing where you do have that skill of observation. Like, you have to trust what you're seeing with even your third eye, you know, what you really know to be true. And the moon, absolutely, that tapping into, you know, your intuition and assessing and really assessing these things. There is an element of patience that's happening here, which is kind of surprising to me, because this tiger energy is going to be very explosive in some ways. So maybe that's another thing is, you know, it's more emotional with the moon, you know, where the energy may be very explosive, relationships may be tested. So coming from a place of patience with other people, patience with yourself is going to be important. And let's get some advice, and then we'll get you a postcard from Spirit, and then we'll end the reading. So, all right. So what is the advice? We're seeing what the overall energy is. The Knight of Crystals, or the Knight of Pentacles, is also my light worker. So I've just coined him that. He is my light worker. So many of you are here on mission, starseed mission, your light workers, your healers, your angelics, your earth angels. You're here on mission, you know. So patience is required with all of this in a big way. You may be tested. It's, you know, absolutely a time of, this year is going to be a year of ups and downs. I saw the Lovers wanting to pop out. So that's like a confirmation for me, because, you know, this is a 6th year, the year of the Lovers. So about the union of the head and heart. What do you love? About really healthy choices is so huge for this year. Making healthier choices about, you know, the people that you're surrounded with, where you live, with whom you spend your energy, with whom you listen to, you know, with the information that you provide yourself with. It's also a great possibility for union this year, for a really healthy soul connection, a soulmate. Partnerships are very, very supported this year. So, all right, what is the advice? advice. We get the Queen of Wands. Yes, here is our year of the tiger. Be inspired. It's interesting because here she's shown with a wolf. But, you know, be inspired. Take action. It's everything that the year of the tiger is, because the tiger represents the Queen of Wands and the water represents the feminine. She is the feminine. Be sovereign. You know, this is about having confidence in yourself, inspiration, generosity, creativity, warm-heartedness. What do you want? Go and get it. Go get it. It's yours for the taking. And the Six of Wands, let yourself be seen. Let yourself be heard. Step out into the spotlight. And this is a year to, I feel like, wearing bold colors, wearing your jewelry, you know, dye your hair a different color, cut your hair, get a new wardrobe, get it. And if you don't want to do that, like, just be seen, be heard. You will be celebrated. This is Leo energy coming out twice. And well, let's get one more advice. And the Two of Wands. Pick a path and follow it to completion. 100%. It's all fire. The advice is all fire. Look at that. Queen of Wands, Six of Wands, Two of Wands. It's all there. Fire, fire, fire. Pick a path, follow it to completion. Do not be afraid. Have no fear. This is not a year to play small. Go big or go home. You know, that's the message. That's the advice. You saw it right there. And I love that this beautiful feminine energy is coming out to support all of this with Green Tara and with Hope. And you're going to love this at the bottom of the deck. So for these these three cards, the bottom of the deck was the Queen of Swords. And for these three cards, the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. So again, keep your wits about you. You know, it is, you know, communication has to be on point. This year, it's going to be really important. Lots of communication. Some of you may be like counselors. I'm seeing some of you as counselors. You're providing a lot of counsel to other people. But just being in integrity, being a person of your word. So follow through with your commitments. If you're not feeling them, then, you know, then talk about it. This is Aquarius. So we're starting out the Chinese New Year with a new moon in Aquarius. So it is very future oriented. This is looking towards the future. This is planning for the future. It's your inspiration for the future. Pick your path and follow it to completion. It's a very like clear, concise message that's coming from all of the cards tonight. So let's end. And then underneath the King of Swords was the Ten of Wands. And I feel like this is the Chinese, this was the year of the ox. You know, the beast of burden. It was almost like oppressive in some ways, or, you know, it was like we had to have so much strength. This year, the strength is there. It's just happening differently. So it's like the energy is like the Knight of Crystals. Maybe like the energy is sort of telling us to be more practical, take things step by step, do your planning, plan things carefully. Is it a cycle of doing or a cycle of rest? Excuse me, be patient, whatever. But the advice from Spirit is like, burn it up. Like, what is inspiring you? Be passionate, like, go for it. Jump off of that cliff. Go, do, be inspired. And the Queen of Wands, she's very independent. So it's about your sovereignty, standing on your own, having the conviction of your own beliefs. You know, it's so important. All right, so let's end with a message. We'll get a postcard from Spirit. These are by Colette Baron-Reid. I don't use these often enough. I'm going to use these for all of the February readings for all of the signs. So If you watch your sign-specific readings, you'll each get a postcard from Spirit at the end of the reading. So, all right. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Spirit. May we have a postcard. Okay. Okay. So our postcard is a message from heaven, and on the front it says, "You are loved." We see a cherub here. So this is what our postcard says. It says from heaven, and they don't all say from heaven. Many of them do, but not all of them. So it says, "Dearest you, everything is in divine order. Even in chaos, there is order, and we are always in awe of this. For you, though, on your human journey, things can get disorganized in your mind and physical reality. You need to get rid of the clutter, whether it is too many stories in your mind, too many what-ifs, or fearful thoughts of the past or the future. Instead, focus on the now. Empty your mind. Clean your house and throw out any object that tells you an uncomfortable story. Discern what you have, sort, purge, clear, and organize." That's the Virgo energy. Sort, purge, clear, and organize. That's the Knight of Crystals with the Seven of Crystals. So this is like an early spring cleaning. I think that's even why we saw this broom here. Early spring cleaning with the moon. It's like you get in that mood and you're like, I'm decluttering, I'm organizing, I'm clearing, I'm getting rid of this clutter. And it's coming out with the crystals, which, you know, is representative of the pentacles and the physical reality, but it's also the mind clutter as well, and even the emotional clutter. So, and this could go for like, you know, it says throw out objects that tell you an uncomfortable story. So what are you holding on to from the past that maybe is like, has some trauma attached to it, an old story that really you don't need? Get rid of it, you know, really. Donate it. Maybe someone else needs it. We want you to have space to fill with something better. Spirit loves a vacuum, and it gives space for brilliant new energy. Let go of what is not serving you and give order to what remains. See them and know their value. Your soul needs organization in order to keep your connection to us and to Spirit free of distractions. You are so adored by so many. We hope you really know that." So that's your postcard from Spirit. I'm going to hold it here in case maybe you want to take a screenshot and then blow it up, if this reading has really resonated for you. So, all right, I think that's going to do it. I hope that you enjoyed this. We went a long time. It was almost an hour, as I figured that it would be. I love you. If you'd like to book a personal session and maybe look at like specifically what your energy, you know, is going to look like for this Chinese New Year and moving into a new year. I didn't even look at like the collective, you know, what's going on geopolitically and all of that. So if you want to continue with this, if you're still watching, you know, let me know if you want me to really look into like geopolitics, globally, country by country, whatever that looks like. I would be happy to do that. I actually really love doing that kind of stuff. So I may be incorporating more of those readings this year, is looking at, you know, the state of the world and things on a more global scale, and maybe even making some predictions because I like doing that. So, all right, you guys, have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. I will see you all soon. Take good care, and thank you for being here. Thank you for your energy, and I'll see you all soon. Okay, namaste.